Y'all, we are getting to the pivotal point in the outrage crisis cycle that happens every time the gun grabbers try to capitalize on a mass shooting tragedy. What we're about to go into is the point when it all falls apart, because they have to transition to this one point, and this is key before we go into this video. They will open up with all the emotion in the world. Something has to be done. We've got to do something. Thoughts and prayers is not enough. Something must be done. This is insanity. I agree it's insanity, but the problem that becomes their reality is when someone goes, okay, what then? It all falls apart. And that's what I'm about to show you right now. Now, guys, if you are down with the mission of passing the blessings that we have on to the next generation, fighting the tyrants that capitalize on tragedy against our Second Amendment rights, our First Amendment rights, our Fourth Amendment rights, red flag laws, gun control, mag bans, AR bans, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We are the cutting edge of the fight for our rights, and I'd love to have you join the party, because the more of you that do it, the more power we have, the more we fight for these ideals that we hold so dear. All right, listen, we're going to get right into this. I've got to go to my good buddy Jink over at the Young Turks. Now, I really enjoy watching his content, not because I agree with anything that he says, but because he has a very unique way of walking himself into a bear trap. All right, so what we're about to walk into specifically is opportunist, which I warned about on my short this morning, falling into the issue of, well, then what? And then they go with hyperbolic responses like you're about to see, but they don't have anything legal that they can back up with. They don't have anything that is actually constitutional they can back up with. It all goes back to nothing supports the argument. Watch this. Guys, this is the fight. This is the key stuff. Check this out. Let's get it.
You're just trying to avoid regulating guns. Okay, then they say, oh my God, the Democrats are disrespectful to the religious people in this country. Okay, first of all, we're talking about disrespectful from the guys who are all kissing Donald Trump's ass. The same Donald Trump who said, if you're famous, you just grab women by the genitals and they let you do it. Let alone 1,000 horrific things he said. We're talking about disrespect. We're talking about disrespect. Please spare me. Like, it's so obviously hypocritical that you look ridiculous. Okay, now go to the core of the thoughts and prayers nonsense. Okay, so when Donald Trump was charged with all those different crimes, if we said, hey, listen, you know what? You say that we shouldn't charge him. No, we're not gonna fix that. No, we're gonna charge him and we're gonna try to put him in jail. But thoughts and prayers to Donald Trump.
Does no one in the crazy world on the left remember that that's exactly what people were saying? Literally, post from David Hogg, thoughts and prayers, Trump, all of them. The dissonance of this is incredible. Imagine what you would do if we did that. You did do it, and we also watched you do it. And by the way, you lost the House and the Senate because of it, and the presidency. Great job. Imagine if we did it. You did do it. And why are we talking about Trump comments from over a decade ago when you literally are trying to push for gun control and you're trying to tie those two things together? We aren't even to the point where it's unconstitutional, illegal, and completely violative of federal law. Let's keep going. Because again, guys, this is why we're going to win this fight. You join this fight with me, we're going to win because they don't have a leg to stand on.
We said, whoa, we solved it. We did thoughts and prayers. They would have said, oh, that's outrageous. That doesn't do anything for Donald Trump. Or fill in the blank on any issue they care about, right? Yeah, that's our point. We're not against thoughts and prayers. You can have all the thoughts and prayers you want, but it doesn't go to addressing the issue. You're saying we're not attacking the thoughts and prayers. We're attacking you trying to distract everyone by pretending that thoughts and prayers are going to solve this. And by the way, if they were going to, then why do we continue to have endless mass shootings? We have now had billions of thoughts and prayers, and nevertheless, the mass shootings continue unabated.
Okay, so a lot of you guys may remember this because you watch this channel and you are some of the most hyper-informed people in the 2A rights fight on the planet. You guys may remember all the different articles and all the different begging for money episodes that we did of the gun controllers when they're saying like, wow, shootings are going down, violence is going down, gun crime is going down, homicides going down. You remember that whole thing where you can't go into Washington, D.C. because gun crime is at an unprecedented level? Remember all of these things? But again, unabated. Do you see how they play both sides of this? Because it's not about anything other than their intended goal of control. They want that gun control. They can't tell you what it is or how it's going to work or how it will ever be factually proven to work. But damn it, do they really jump on that we should try this train? Again, it's just now getting started. Registration's coming up. There's lots of good stuff in this one. Let's get it. Jink, inform me. Teach me the ways of tyranny.
So this is all a distraction. And it always ties back to the same exact issue. What, gun control? No, money in politics. So whether it's Israel, whether it's big oil, the wars we're dragged into, big pharma saying we can't negotiate drug prices, or the shootings. So the Democrats, some Democrats, and in fact a lot of Democrats used to get money from the NRA. And when they did, you'd be surprised to find out that the Democrats were all about thoughts and prayers, and they didn't really want to do anything about gun control. Now they stopped taking the money from the NRA, and now they do want to do gun control. The Republicans are still taking money from the NRA, and all of a sudden, they're like, no, we're in the thoughts and prayers business, thoughts and prayers, right? Because it's corruption. Now, there are real voters who don't want any gun.
Okay, before we get, because now we're pivoting, right? This is where he's going to start going into the deep water that he cannot handle because he's about to get smoked factually. So the big irony of this whole thing is Democrats were also on thoughts and prayers and until they stopped taking the money from the NRA, and then they weren't thoughts and prayers anymore because Michael Bloomberg spent $56 million in the last presidential cycle, and now all of a sudden they're at gun control, which was a primary focus of what's-his-face, Michael Bloomberg. The whole argument is voided. The money in the... Oh my God. Money is evil in politics because the NRA pays them to say thoughts and prayers. They stop doing thoughts and prayers on the Democrat side. They go over to Michael Bloomberg and all of a sudden they're gun control, but it's not money in politics anymore. You see how this works? It's money in politics and evil when it's on the right, but when it's on the left, it's just fundraising. It never ends. And we're about to get into actual legislation and actual... Did you guys know you want all the gun control? Yeah, you're about to find out how much gun control you want. Watch this.
Gun control? But most voters want the overwhelming majority of voters want some reasonable gun control at a minimum. So red flag laws, universal registration of guns, which polls in the 90s. Tons of gun owners, NRA members, all over 70%, even those categories, saying.
Okay. Do you guys, honest to God, believe, wherever you are sitting in this amazing United States, that 90%, including gun owners, want national registries? And you want universal background checks to pair with national registries? Even though national registries are completely and totally federally against law, but no, 90% of you guys, you gun owners, including NRA members, want universal registration. Okay, guys, if you believe that, I can't help you because that is absolute abject bullshit. But let's keep on going. I want to hear more. I want to hear more about how us gun owners want all the gun control to govern me harder, Daddy. Yeah, watch.
Yeah, we should. You shouldn't be able to just buy a gun on the street and not have it be tracked because that's what bad guys do. Good guys who own guns for protection and all the hunting and all that stuff, we don't have a problem with registering our guns. Nobody's gonna take my gun away, but yeah, I bought it from a legitimate dealer, here it is. But we can't even get that done. Why? It has nothing to do with thoughts and prayers or mental health. It's the money, Lebowski, and it's the money that Republican politicians are taking. So because if they cared about the issues and the principles, then they would agree with gun owners and they would at least do the gun control that gun owners want in America, and they won't even do that. Because
the gun control that gun owners want in America. Guys, it's all gaslighting. If you honestly believe that 90% of the NRA members and the gun owners and the people watching this video, so 9 out of 10 of you, want universal background checks, you want national registries, and you want that gun fully tracked from any individual purchase that goes from A to B to C, you want that because, after all, the evil Republicans just don't want you to get what you want. You really believe that? I mean, for the love, at least try. Anyway. Ugh. One more time.
Think about it, guys. Every time there's a shooting, people panic and they buy more guns, which allows the gun manufacturers to have even more money and gives a bigger portion of that to the Republican politicians to make sure that nothing ever gets solved. And then they drive me crazy with this whole politicizing stuff. Oh, they're politicizing this. After every tragedy, including this one, they immediately politicize, right? My God, if you had a Muslim do a terrorist act.
All right, this part, that's just stupid. Guys, we're gonna go big on this one. Bear with me here. Here's the bottom line. They will tell you that you want all the gun control. Even every normal common sense gun owner, you all want that national registry. Ignore the fact that it's been used by Nazis and Soviets and every other autocratic regime to take all the guns from all the people because they know exactly where they are. And ignore completely that it's against federal law. Because really, it's the dark money that's controlling Washington, D.C. Because the Republicans just won't do what you want because you want more gun control. Y'all. Sweet Lord. Anyway, I've got a lot more in this clip because this is a 30-minute segment. I'm probably going to do another one on the earlier part of this, but I wanted to hit that part specifically. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.